What's up, guys? It's Benny. There is an absolute and total full-scale collapse of the Democrat Party that is happening at scale right now, and you can see it with the cash on hand. This is a great indicator of which party has the cultural power, because no business leader, I don't care how left or right you are, wants to invest in a failing thing. And after Kamala Harris drained $2 billion from the coffers of Democrats, and Kamala Harris quite the capacity to drain Democrat men, if you know what I mean. Well, the DNC has been left broke. Republican National Committee now has nearly $100 million on hand. The DNC has 13. That makes it inoperable. I mean, you can't do payroll with that. $70 million difference between the two of them. The DNC has less cash on hand this summer than they did at any point in the last 5 years inside the DNC's money problems. Now it looks like they're going to have to take out loans. Wouldn't that be perfect? Somebody help me out. Trump cuts off USAID and Ukraine cash, and suddenly the DNC is going broke and left-wing media outlets are shuddering. Would you look at that? Cash on hand across regular FEC filing dates back to 2020, currently a 5-year collapse. Look at that. Just destroyed. Now, President Trump is saying not only that, but you're finished forever as a party. DNC cash on hand is low because, well, Democrats are losing, and everybody can see what the maps look like. In a redistricting war, Republicans win because Republicans have been way more cucked and weak than Democrats. Democrats have gerrymandered within an inch of their lives as much as they possibly can do. There's nothing left for Democrats to gerrymander. Meanwhile, there are Republican states, deep Republican states like Texas, that still allow Democrats to hold gerrymandered seats in their favor. Texas is changing that. Texas finally has passed their brand new map, adding 5 new congressional seats for Republicans. Donald Trump celebrated the victory, Texas GOP, by saying that you will have 100 new seats. Oh yeah, baby. Check this out. Big win for the great state of Texas. Everything passed in our way to 5 more congressional seats, saving your rights, your freedoms, and your country itself. Texas never let us down. Florida and Indiana and others are looking to do the same. More news on that in a second. More seats equal less crime, great economy, strong Second Amendment, and it means happiness and peace. But Republicans, there's still one thing even better. Stop mail-in voting, a total fraud that has no bounds. Go to paper ballots before it's too late. At 1/10 of the cost, faster and more reliable. If we do these two things, we will pick up 100 more seats, and the crooked game of politics will be over. God bless America. The game is over. Texas Republicans passing their new map. Oh yeah, baby. Big win for the great state of Texas. Everything passed. Strong, strong, strong. This was the news all last night, and now followed up with Missouri. Missouri planning on redrawing their maps. Like, why the hell would Missouri, a state that Donald Trump wins by 20 points, allow for these little crime-infested rat holes to have the Democrats effectively gerrymander their own seat? It doesn't make any sense. You just split that thing up, right? You just take a piece of this and a piece of that, and you say, that's a red district now. It's like 2 more Republican seats right there. Missouri's planning on doing the same thing. Florida is planning on doing the same thing. Here's the news out of Texas.
Breaking tonight, Texas Republican legislators have just won their fight over redistricting. Just moments ago, the state House vote is now final. The bill aims to provide 5 additional congressional seats for the GOP. Correspondent Garrett Tenney shows us what's happening from Austin, Texas tonight. Good evening, Garrett.
All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Victory. Texas House passes new congressional map. Final passage is expected in the Texas Senate. Americans win, Democrats lose. They're going to lose this race now that Republicans are planning on fighting back. They will lose this race. Here's Greg Abbott. Today, I will expand the special session to call for benefit Texas for generations, impose penalties on absent legislators, expand access to ivermectin, protect East Texas groundwater, also flooding damages and so on. We will not allow the Texas legislature to be hijacked by rogue Democrats. Good for you. Strength, the will to power, right? The strength to actually wield power. This is what Democrats have done for a very long time. Texas Democrats are now on the verge of tears. Look at this, fighting, crying. Members of the Texas House Republicans explaining what they're going to do to ensure that these weepy, sniveling, woke creatures never control the House again and can never stage an insurrection again. Here we go.
We needed to do it, and quite frankly, I wish we'd already done this by now and had it in the rear review mirror. I mean, these crocodile tears and bad kabuki theater coming from the Democrats right now is just pathetic. I mean, quite frankly, my fourth graders' production of Shrek last year had better acting. These Democrats are pretending they don't like redrawing maps for partisan political purposes, but the reality is Democrat state after Democrat state has been doing this for decades. The dirty little secret is they're only objecting now because it's Republican states that are finally doing it. And as to why to do it now, there's lots of reasons. The Census Bureau itself has admitted that it massively undercounted the population of the state of Texas. Therefore, we're depriving people of fair representation right now if we don't do this. So we've got to fix that. Number two, we have had a massive shift in voting trends since that census 5 years ago, in particular among Hispanic populations and voters down near the southern parts of the state in the Rio Grande Valley who are fleeing the failed liberal policies of the Democrat Party in droves. And then also, just since 5 years ago, we have had millions and millions of people pour into the great state of Texas, quite frankly, many of them leaving leftist Democrat progressive states like California and New York, and those people need to be represented. So the reality is it's past time. We should have done this by now for Texas to pass a map that more accurately reflects the will of the voters in the great state of Texas, and that's what I hope we're going to at least make some progress on today.
One more little nugget in the absolute and total wholesale collapse of what we've seen in this country is the Democrats face, for the first time ever, a massive hemorrhaging of voters. Of the 30 states that track voter registration by political party, Democrats lost ground to Republicans in every single one between 2020 and 2024 elections, often by a lot. 4-year swing towards Republicans adds 4.5 million voters, deep political hole that could take years for Democrats to climb out of. Look at this. This is nuts. Look at this. There's not a single state that's up in Democrat registrations. Meanwhile, Republicans have some deficits in some states, like Colorado, that's to be expected, but have massive upswings across the country. Stampede away from the Democrat Party is occurring in battleground states and bluest states and the reddest states, too, according to a new analysis by voter registration by the New York Times. Analysis used voter registration data compiled by a nonpartisan data firm. This is a nightmare. The few measurements reflect the luster of the political party's brand more clearly by the choice of voters identifying with it, whether they register on a clipboard or a supermarket parking lot or at the DMV or at their own home. Fewer Americans are choosing Democrats. The Democrats know this. They're losing their minds. Get a load of this. Here's a Democrat California senator explaining why they must gerrymander their House map, and they have to try and desperately stop Trump's deportations because they're deporting their voters. If your cousin is deported, if the census we rely on doesn't include 1.5 million illegal aliens in it, we have no democracy left. Oh, really? We know what's coming. Get a load of this.
The way to preserve redistricting in the future is to make sure that that doesn't become the case. If if a year from now, or a month from now, or if a week from now, if your cousin is kidnapped off the street, if UCLA closes down, if we announce that there won't be an election, if the census that we're relying on for the commission's next stab at redistricting doesn't include 1.5 million Californians in it, if we have no democracy left and we look back and said, if only we could have done something. Well, the nice thing about this is that we are in a time machine. We can do something. We know what is coming because it's in Project 2025.
Sometimes it's nice when they're dumb enough to just lay it all out there. And it's nice to be proven right again. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Democrats in collapse, like literally now. We have the data to back it. See ya.